Hi everyone, and after so many MCU Disney Plus shows, we are finally getting back to Star Wars Disney Plus shows. This is not a show that I was looking very excited to, but because we've had such a big break from Star Wars shows on Disney Plus, I feel like I'm just grateful to take anything from Dave Filoni right now, and Jon Favreau, but mainly Dave Filoni. I'm just really looking forward to this because, like I said, it feels like it's been ages since we've had some Star Wars content on Disney Plus. So let's take a look at this trailer for the Book of Boba Fett.
I am not a bounty hunter. I've heard otherwise.
Was that voice who I think it might be?
I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer. Jabba rules with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
You were once captains under Jabba.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial. Why speak of conflict when corporations can make us all rich?
What prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want?
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Please, speak freely.
Okay, one thing I'll say immediately, this is not doing, like huge cameos or anything like that, at least yet. So it's not like it's got Ahsoka or Rex or anything, although I thought I might have heard the voice of Rex at the beginning, might have. I don't know if I did, but that's what I was thinking. But yeah, for me, it doesn't show much, but it shows the gritty tone that you're going to expect from this show, which is, for those of you that haven't seen The Clone Wars, Dave Filoni, that to me is the darkest show to ever hit TV. Like, we've had dark DC shows before, like I remember Teen Titans got really dark on TV back in the day, and Justice League and the Batman the Animated Series had a lot of their moments as well. But Star Wars The Clone Wars is the darkest animated show for kids. Although, it's really for families, I'd say The Clone Wars is. That's the darkest show that ever hit Cartoon Network. And I was so happy to see The Mandalorian, and even the recent season of The Clone Wars, and even the recent season of The Bad Batch. I was so happy to see that they left the dark stuff in. Because, like, one of the things I said about the MCU, which is another Disney-owned property, is that it feels like they're just pulling back way too much. And I don't know how much of that is exactly Disney or Kevin Feige, but when you see stuff like this, I am pretty certain that is a Kevin Feige thing, because the creators of these Star Wars shows and the universe of Star Wars they're going to be creating here is Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, but particularly Dave Filoni, who was not at all afraid of going really dark and violent with his Clone Wars show, and that was a cartoon. This is live action, so it's like, with live action you're meant to be more serious than your cartoon counterparts, but if Dave Filoni was really serious and dark in the cartoons, he can get even more serious and dark in the shows and movies that he does. So I am really looking forward to this just purely on that. Tone is something I have a big problem with in the MCU and those shows. This, tonally, already, it's inviting me into this world, and I really want to see what happens in it, because it feels like anything goes. When Boba Fett said, please, speak freely, I don't know, the trailer, they don't make it clear, but I feel like in the actual episode, we don't know what it could be. Is he threatening them by saying speak freely and see what speak freely and see what happens, or does he mean no, speak freely, like I'm not Jabba, I'll be a bit more open, and although unless you push me the wrong way then I'll shoot you. There's just a lot of cool stuff in that way. There's a lot of good setup. They're not showing you much in this trailer, which I am happy about. And for those of you that have seen The Clone Wars, you'll know that when you see aliens like these, like, you'll recognize them. I think these are the same species that were hunting the younglings, that were very much like kidnapping Jedi Padawans, the young kids, and brought them to their own sort of like hunting ground world where the Jedi had no idea where their Padawans were, and they were hunting and murdering them and then skinning them to use as like trophies and decorations for their trophies rooms and all that sort of stuff. It was really dark shit, I'm not kidding. It was like, you saw, there's one point where Ahsoka went into a room and there was all of this like skinned Wookiee skins all over the place. There was like other skinned stuff from other species in Star Wars. I think there was even some skinned Jar Jar sort of like species skins. I think, if I'm remembering that correctly, is what I saw. There was like so many, and they were going to do the same to those Padawans as well, and cut their heads off and put them on their wall as part of their trophies. So, you know, that's what I mean when I say Star Wars goes so dark. And when I see these guys, I'm like, that's the same species here. And maybe it's because I've been watching Bad Batch that whole time, but watching her, I can't remember her name, but watching her walk in this helmet it feels like, again, like I'm watching one of the Clone Wars characters come to life in live action, even though I know she was already in season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian. It just hits you a lot more after you see... That's the weird thing, I'd say. After watching the Clone Wars, then watching those Clone Wars characters come to life in live action, it hits you with a lot more kind of like fan service in a way. So it's like you're not just watching a character that's going to be well developed, you're also watching a character that in your own mind feels iconic. There was something about the animation in those the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch shows, which when you watch those in animation for a while and you're used to those looks, and then you see it translated to live action, it really does feel like it leaps off the page or leaps off the screen in that way. So yeah, there's not too much to really say by this. I hope we do get to see a version of Jabba's creature under the ground. I will say some of this does look a bit cheap and glossy compared to what Star Wars has done. That's something I did notice. But who knows, maybe it'll look better in the final show. Although, seeing as they're meant to be practical, I'm guessing this is as good as it's going to look. Maybe we won't see these guys in here as much. Maybe they die very early. Who knows, maybe that's why the prosthetics might not look as good. I don't know, but again, the shields, this is again something in Clone Wars that we got, except it looks like they're bigger shields now. Before, they were like smaller gladiator shields, basically, but just these rays, these sort of like ray versions of them, these laser ray versions of them. Now they got proper big ones, which is cool. Again, it's expanding the world. The world building to me in Star Wars is the best the world building has ever been in anything. Yeah, even better than the MCU, because they carry politics around in all these words. You know, what the politics is like in a certain galaxy. And, you know, they even have the technology like that's taken from one to the other. It really is phenomenal, the world building in Star Wars, especially when Dave Filoni came in with the Clone Wars and really kept that in. And George Lucas has always done great with world building too. I'd even say in the prequels he did great with world building. That's one of the things. One of the unspoken reasons as to why I used to keep watching the prequels when I was younger is because I loved the world building, something that the original trilogy didn't even have. And the sequel trilogy certainly didn't have it at all either. So yeah, the trailer is not great, I'll say, but it fills me with excitement just to know that we're going to get a really serious in-tone Star Wars show. And you can bet your ass, everyone, that I am not going to be doubting myself whether I'll do videos or anything on the Book of Boba Fett. I will try my best, unless my schedule is too full, because Matrix is coming out in December, and I'm gonna have to try to work on like a 4-way versus video with Matrix, which is gonna be a handful. I think there's another video I'm doing in December too. I have to look at my list, but if I have the time, I'm definitely going to try to do a binge watch of this, and I'm really waiting for that Obi-Wan show as well. Apparently episode 1 is already complete and edited and everything, and they have to edit the rest, from what I've heard. So yeah, comment below with your thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett. Are you looking forward to it? And yeah, I gotta say, I'm actually looking so much more forward to this than I am that Hawkeye show, that is for sure. Because it'll be the Hawkeye show first, then after the Hawkeye show is over, it'll be the Book of Boba Fett, so Disney are pacing out their Disney Plus shows for sure. So yeah, we'll have plenty to watch in December. It's like, do we even need to see that Spider-Man 3 movie in theaters? We're getting Matrix at home. If you have HBO Max, I'm gonna have to try to use a VPN again that month to see if I can do that. Then you're also gonna get, I think, Shang-Chi we're gonna get sometime in about a couple weeks or something on Disney Plus, so that'll be there. You'll get your Hawkeye show. You're gonna get other stuff. I think Chucky is still going on. There's like too much content, I would say, on streaming services. It's like you don't even have to go to theaters anymore. It's like you'll already have tons of content to watch or catch up on, because with me, in my case, I still haven't seen What If or Loki. I might see a couple episodes of What If, but low-key, I just don't want to bother. I just feel like I'm done with a lot of those MCU shows. So, comment below with your thoughts on this trailer and what you're anticipating to see in this show, and if you're looking forward, if your expectations are high and you're looking forward to seeing more Star Wars shows, because I know I certainly am. So, thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll catch all of you very soon. Take care.